Hello, my name is Jesse. I've been living with type 1 diabetes for almost 15 years, and today I want to share 3 habits that will help you take control of your diabetes. I recently read James Clear's Atomic Habits, and it got me thinking, what are the things that I do every day without fail to make sure that my diabetes doesn't control my life? I won't go too granular in this video. I want to stick to the big picture items, and trust me, I understand that diabetes is complex as hell, and this video may seem like an oversimplification in many ways. But if you're new to the disease, or if you feel like you just can't get a break from your diabetes, keep watching, make these 3 habits part of your everyday, and over time, diabetes will feel like so much less to deal with. Let's get into it. Check your blood sugar often. As diabetics, we base our insulin decisions from this number, so it's crucial to know what your blood sugar is before eating, sleeping, and exercising. Those are the 3 main categories, and I'll just briefly describe why for each one. It's important for eating because 1/2 of your insulin dosing calculations come from what your blood sugar is. So if you don't know what your blood sugar is, you're only dosing for the carbohydrates and potentially missing out on a really important variable of your blood sugar if you need to correct it, or if you need to potentially decrease your insulin because your blood sugar is lower than your target. It's important for sleeping because you're about to enter into an 8-hour period without any decisions to your blood sugars. If you're going too low, you can take a snack. If you're going too high, you can take a partial dose of insulin. And just knowing what your blood sugar is before cozying up will help you enter into a more restful sleep, something that we all need. It's important for exercise because honestly, the last thing you want to do is stop a great workout or playground session to chug a juice box and wait 50 minutes for it to come back up. Okay, on to habit number 2. Take insulin before you eat, or even better, pre-bolus. Before Drs. Frederick Banting and Charles Best created insulin in 1921, and Dr. James Collop created a clinically safe and usable form of insulin from Banting and Best's discovery, diabetes was a death sentence. Now, people living with diabetes are able to live full lives as long as they take insulin. Unfortunately, we do have an insulin crisis in the United States, where insulin is too often unaffordable. I won't go too much into that topic here, but I will link some videos in the description that do a great job of explaining why that is and how to fix it. Now, the insulin that we inject is a little bit different from the insulin that's endogenously produced by beta cells. And that difference mainly lies in timing. For insulin that's produced in one's own body, the action time is minutes. For the sake of this conversation, I'll focus on Humalog. It's a rapid-acting insulin with a peak action time of about 45 minutes. So if you can imagine eating a morsel of food that has carbs, those carbs can be digested anywhere from 10 minutes to a few hours, depending on the other macronutrients involved. If you take insulin after you eat, you're already too late and you're chasing a blood sugar that's inevitably going to spike. But if you take insulin before you eat, you can allow the insulin to do its proper job, ushering the glucose into the cells as a key, as opposed to doing damage control after the blood sugar has already spiked. And depending on what type of insulin you use, what your current blood sugar is, and what the macronutrient makeup of your meal is, there's a pre-bolus window from 0 minutes to 45 minutes. And you can figure that out through trial and error. Unfortunately, you have to do it on your own body. Take notes. Habit number 3, carrying sugar with you at all times. The times when diabetes can become dangerous or really frustrating is when you're not prepared. Now, let's look at a low blood sugar scenario where you're unprepared. You're on a walk with a friend, you're 2 miles in, you're having a great time, and you feel that tingling dizziness in the back of your head that you associate with a low blood sugar. You do a quick mental calculation for how much longer you can go without changing your plans or asking your friend for help. Or maybe you silently suffer through until you reach sugar. That's all a disaster and totally interrupts the quality moments that life is all about. Now, if you're in that same scenario and you do have sugar with you, all you have to do is pull out your sugar, eat it, maybe tell your friend, hey, can we slow down a little bit? Can we sit on the curb for a sec? I need my blood sugar to come back up. And you just go on your merry way. Another reason why having sugar on you all the time is so important is that if you accidentally take too much insulin, or maybe you've underestimated how hard you played or how hard you exercised, and your blood sugar drops, you immediately have a buffer to bring your blood sugar back up without having an experience that could potentially be traumatizing, like waking up in the hospital after a seizure. I thankfully have never had an experience like that after 15 years, and I attribute that in a great deal to the fact that I always have sugar on me, no matter what. Implementing these habits might take some mental energy at first, but if you stick to them, they become second nature, and they'll greatly reduce your chance of diabetes interrupting your life, lowering your stress, and improving your quality of life. I hope this video helps you or a loved one, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe and like button. And thanks for watching.